Welcome to the Morning Constitution, where we look at the world in a different way. We're here at the Oxford Sports Pub and Secret Society in Altamont Springs, Florida. A great restaurant. Please stop by, enjoy. A lot of things happening at Jay in Washington. We have some exciting things to roll out. Always exciting things to roll out. So, thank David and John for letting us be here to produce. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. So today's topic is going to be very strange because I've been thinking a lot with the Donald Trump indictments and all the vitriol we keep talking about. The party of peace, the party of love, tolerance, diversity. Let's talk about that party. Let's talk about the Democrats today, because this is the party of Andrew Jackson. This is the party that Martin Van Buren created. This is a party that says that they are not racist. They are not, they tolerate everybody. The diversity is wonderful. But they're also the population decreasers. They truly want to destroy life as we know it. So let's talk about the beauty of these individuals and what their heart is all about.
And this is what I'm covering this Monday morning. I took this video at around 4:30 this morning outside the Roosevelt Hotel in Manhattan on 45th Street. This is actually on 46th Street, but I'm just showing on this side to show the line of migrants that are sleeping on the sidewalk. Now, these are asylum seekers. They arrived in New York City a couple of days ago, hoping to get processed at the Roosevelt Hotel. Now, this was an iconic hotel. It's been in movies, but it shut down about 3 years ago and reopened earlier this year as an intake center for asylum seekers. Now, this weekend, they were at capacity, so these migrants were left to sleep on the sidewalk. You can see the only thing separating them from the concrete is cardboard. Except for these folks here, you can see them sleeping right on the concrete, right on the sidewalk directly. If you've been following news out of New York City, you know that this isn't new. This has been happening for the past couple of months. There have been more than 93,000 asylum seekers that have arrived here in the city since the spring. Officials have said that this migrant crisis is costing the city billions of dollars, at least $4 billion, and Mayor Eric Adams is asking for more federal help.
So we have an immigration problem. We have an immigration problem where even the immigration rules that the Democrats come out with just can't stem the amount of people that want to come here. We must have a great nation with so many people to want to live here. And the Democrats, they want everybody to be welcome. Nobody should be turned away. And yet they don't care about U.S. jobs, the U.S. economy, because if they did, they would look at this in a whole different way. So again, what's the difference between being liberal and caring about immigration and being conservative and believing in immigration? Is you try to make an immigration policy that brings forth a greater nation. And when somebody like Donald Trump says they don't give us their best, and everybody makes it out to be a racist comment about Mexico, it's painful to think that because you're concerned about violence in your country, making sure that everybody is vetted, that a statement like that could be so misunderstood. So, again, don't get me wrong, the Democrats care about everybody. They care about each and every one of us, because this is exactly how our brothers and sisters in the Democratic Party feel about us.
I really had enough of this whole life, so I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. Fuck every white man, woman, and child alive on this planet. All of you motherfuckers need to die. All of you do. We need to go for a global recessive genetic purge by any means necessary. Every last one of you white man, woman, and child on this planet need to die.
It came out bad? Well, I have to hit it again then.
I really had enough of this whole life. So I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. Fuck every white man, woman, and child alive on this planet. All of you motherfuckers need to die. All of you do. We need to go for a global, recessive genetic purge by any means necessary. Every last one of you white man, woman, and child on this planet need to die.
Cut again? Okay, that's fine. As long as I get the gist. So I appreciate you coming here and listening to this, because I think that compassion towards white people was heartfelt. It was heartfelt. I really believe that as an individual, he truly believes in his party politics. But then again, it's a party of tolerance. This is a party of diversity. And when we get to it, let's think. So now, you didn't see the party politics on that gentleman. So let me actually bring you to the party itself and one of the rising stars in the party, because this will totally tell you what's going on.
Our country should be more fearful of white men across our country, because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country. I would say our country should be more fearful of white men across our country, because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country.
I'm sorry I played it twice, but I wanted you to realize what she was saying. The word, if we want to do what the Democrats do, we read into the word fear. Like, what does fear mean? Is fear really fear, or is it even worse than that? Like, let's just exaggerate what's being said here. I'm a big believer in the First Amendment, and she has every right to say what she said. He had every right to say what he said. And I support what they've said, but I don't need to act on what they said if I were in the party. So you're like, Joe, where are you going with this? Where are you really going with this? I'm going to the heart of the problem, the reason there's so much hate. You can't say that was all brought on because of what's happening today. This has been going on for a long time in the Democratic Party. The shift is just very unique. So as we move on, let's talk about conservatives. When conservatives move legislation forward because they believe that your children should be children. They should be raised by their parents in a loving household, and that they should make it to adulthood without gender interference. So the state of Florida is victim to this law.
We just thought it would be a nice, warm place to live where we could get to beaches.
I just never thought that I would have to flee a state for the good of my children.
The SB 254, this will permanent outlaw the mutilation of minors.
I remember Tori coming to me one time and in tears, which she doesn't normally do. And I asked her what was wrong, and she said DeSantis. And like, the fact that a governor would be making my kid cry, that's a messed up government. We're absolutely moving because of the political climate and the laws in Florida. We didn't want to move. When the Florida Board of Medicine started meeting and we realized that they were going to ban gender-affirming care for our kids, that we might need to leave, because that is life-saving, essential medicine and treatment for our daughter.
I was very relieved when we decided to leave. I had never really heard that much about trans people, and until I was like 11 or 12, I didn't even know trans people existed. So I was just used to being uncomfortable. I started hormone blockers pretty soon after that.
Yeah, I mean, there was times before she started getting hormones and stuff that she was suicidal, but after she transitioned, she was much more outgoing, much more like comfortable with herself.
Okay, careful.
We are seeing many families that are leaving. I really think if you were to ask a member of a trans family, they would tell you they go to bed at night dreaming of how to get out of the state.
So that's the dining room right here, and then this is the living room.
My hope for the McKee family is they are able to find a community that embraces them.
We're lucky that we're able to get out, we're able to afford to leave. A lot of people can't, or it's going to be very difficult.
I feel
Okay. I have to remove from the studio. So that was streamed directly from CNN. So thank you, CNN, for broadcasting that. Leaving Florida, fleeing Florida. Be kind. This is a difference of opinion. This is a difference of opinion for Democrats and Republicans. Doesn't need to be a fighting point. It needs to be reality. We want to protect children from pedophilia. We want to protect children from gender mutilation. Look, it's a morals thing, and wherever your morals are, it's state rights, and we have to believe that the state's going to do the right thing. And you have every right to move out of the state and go to a state that actually supports your morals. So pack up, go to California, go wherever you want to go to your liberal state. Cost of living goes up because you can still have the sunshine, people. Just go to the right place. So again, what does that do to create life? What does that do to move our world forward? So let's talk about that very thing. We're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about life and what it means. That's right here. So this is confusing for me. So please bear with me.
I am transitioning. Why am I pregnant when that's such a woman thing to do? I would first of all like to say that it is free for me, because one person asked why I don't do like surrogacy. I feel like I'm doing surrogacy for myself. It's free for me. If I have the parts, I'm a dad, y'all. I'm about to have my third child. If I have it, I'm going to get my well use out of it. So I am going to grow the baby myself. I have it. I'm going to get my use out of it. And then I'm going to get it cut out. I have these. I'm going to get my use out of them. When they're done, gone. Pregnancy is not feminine for me. It's not like a woman thing for me.
Confused. I'm totally confused. So, because I'm a man and I have woman parts, I can have this baby, so it's free for me. Okay, so it's free for you to have a baby. So you're going to use the women parts while you have them. Okay, but I cut my breasts off so I can get rid of everything else. To me, what are you doing? What are you doing to your body? What are you doing to your mental health? What are you doing to your children when they're just as confused? Is it because you want to push an agenda, Or is it because you really feel this way? And if you do, are you seeking any care to see what the root problem is in your life? I'm gonna record this at home. Yeah, this not gonna work today. Thank you everybody for tuning in to the Morning Constitution. Sorry it was a bad program. We had technical difficulties. Thank you.